Hi, how are you? I'm Anthony from Cypher House, and today I'm back with some more of the Vehemusical puzzle hunt. So far, I've solved all of the puzzles in the hunt, with the exception of the meta puzzle, of course, but also this puzzle Occupational Hazard. So today, I'm going to take a look at the final feeder puzzle, and we'll see what's in store for us here. Lights up on a small barber shop. The team's eyes fall on a woman in a waitress uniform sitting in a barber's chair and staring angrily at a store across the street. Penny for your thoughts? Gladly. It'll be the first one I've made in weeks. Here, come take a look. Joe's Pie Diner is losing customers to a new pie shop in town. Jenna initially tries going down their menu and client list, but can't figure out what any of it means, or where they're getting their ingredients from. Is this Sweeney Todd? I think this is Sweeney Todd. Oh no, it's apparently a musical called Waitress. Alright, so we have a list of customers, and then we have a menu with some flavors. I noticed the first letters of these flavors say try the priest. I know that's not the answer, but it does say that this puzzle has intermediate answer checking, and usually when a puzzle tells you to try something, it means to enter it, so I'm going to give that a go. It just says keep going. So I think this is probably one of those puzzles where each of the customers, these strings of letters, is just like a crossword clue, but it's been edited in some way. Typically I'm not very good at these, but hopefully I can solve enough to get to the final answer. I see down here we have like Nickelodeon show. I think every word here is ending with an L. Also, it seems like sometimes the letter I is being changed to an E. So like the I in Nickelodeon and the I of with. So we have eponymous star of Nickelodeon show Vius, along with my Reed. I know of one Nickelodeon show that's a little bit like this. It's Victorious, which starred Victoria Justice. In that case, I think we've replaced just Victor with the letter V. So maybe we're doing something with like NATO alphabet letters. I don't know who my Reed is. Michael Eric Reed was in Victorious. Did he go by like Mikey Reed? So we've replaced Victor with the letter V, we've replaced Mike with an M. Yeah, he did go by Mikey, it looks like. Eponymous stars. So, I'm not sure if I need her first name and last name, but it would be Victoria Justice. We replace Victor with just a V. And then we replace all I's with E's. And then we put an L at the end. Okay, so I don't think I need Justice. I think I just need Victoria, and that changes to veal, which is a possible ingredient for one of our pies. So that sounds good to me. Can we match that up in any meaningful way with something on the menu? I'm not sure which of these would best fit with veal. There is one that talks about exotic meats. I don't know that I would call veal exotic, or what discerning customer might mean. So I'm gonna solve a few more of these, I think, before trying to put each ingredient with a pie. The other option is that the dollar sign on the left could just be like the length of the word, so veal would go here, and then on the right it's an index to get our final answer. I just don't know why we would have one of these and you'll be full for hours with veal. That doesn't immediately make sense to me. This looks like we replaced the first letter of each word with an S. So it's like creator of puzzle boat and Panda magazine. That's Foggy. Foggy broom. So Foggy becomes Soggy. These were made yesterday, so they might be a little mushy. That would make sense for soggy, right? Again, it looks like we're starting each word with an S up here. But instead of replacing the first letter, we're adding an S to the beginning of the word. So maybe that's roughly how it's split up. This first word looks like inspiration. So we replace the last sorry, the third to the last and the second to last letters with a V. So maybe like inspiration and lyricist for something kitchen. Hell's Kitchen? Ah, Hell's Kitchen's another musical. The lyricist is Alicia Keys. So we add an S to the beginning, and we change the last two letters to a V, so we get saliva. So this pie will make your mouth water. That has to be saliva, I think. So I don't think either of these numbers is giving me the length of our answer. I still think soggy goes with mushy. I'm assuming veal goes with exotic meats. It looks like these might be in order of the answers to the clues in alphabetical order, so maybe that'll help us at some point. Investigated and caught by starling? I'm not sure what's going on. It doesn't feel like anything's changed in this clue. So, well, we got like examine in here, kind of. I see like Margarita, kind of. Maybe Margaret Thatcher? Is there a T-R-I in the middle? It looks like we're removing letter E? Or we are removing the second to last letter each time. Here I think I'm seeing like after tetra. Oh, okay, so there's like prefixes in between the words here, I think. Right, so these are the Greek prefixes for the numbers. We have penta, tetra, and tri, so I'm guessing we have to put di in our answer somewhere. What's before penta? We have hexa. Yeah, okay, hexa's here. So I think our clue should be British Prime Minister after Margaret Thatcher. After Margaret Thatcher, it looks like the next Prime Minister was John Major. If it's like the other answers, we only need the first name. Getting rid of the second to last letter, we get rid of the H. But we're always putting the SI prefix before our words. So this is Dijon, like mustard. I could see relish possibly referring to Dijon, but probably not, because that's usually more of like a pickle. It could be you'll love this spicy sauce. That could work. I'm seeing like, maybe skeptical. I'm seeing like lishin, tickle. It seems like we have a lot of ends of words. Like we're doing something weird at the beginning of our words. We also, it looks like, maybe always have an L as the second letter of our word. I feel like we're replacing the first three letters of each word with a letter, and I'm not sure how we determine that letter yet, as well as the letter L. So I think like this word is going to be scientific. Maybe this first letter is the second letter of the set of three. So maybe it's actually delete the first letter, keep the second, and then replace the third letter with an L. Then this word would be magician, most likely. Perhaps silent magician? Maybe we're getting at teller of Penn and Teller? Yeah, Pendulette. Silent magician and scientific skeptic partnered with Pendulette. So that is Teller. His full name is Raymond Teller, but I think he goes by Teller most often. So I think we might have good reason to break our only first names rule that we've done up until this point. If it is Teller, then we need to replace the first three letters. We need to remove the first, we keep the E, and then we replace this L with another L. Okay, so it's not Teller. I think we do want Raymond. So if we're going with Raymond, we delete the first, keep the second, and then replace that with an L, we get almond. Nice. Scrumptious, may contain nuts. Sounds right to me. Down here we have wrote something. Wrote A to Jersey. Something girl. Oh, okay, so we put ATO after each word. Wrote Jersey Girl and played Renfield. It looks like Jersey Girl was written by Tom Waits. So we have Tom here, and we add ATO to get tomato. I think tomato's going with our Neapolitan sauce. Looks like we're starting a lot of words with F's in this one. It looks like we might be getting rid of like the third to last letter and replacing the first letter with an F. Oh, have we added NG to the end of all of our words as well? I think this has to be Westminster. Westminster Bridge is a thing. Author. Is Westminster Bridge a book? Ah, Upon Westminster Bridge is a book by William Wordsworth. So I think we might be doing William here. We replace the first letter with an F and the last two letters with NG to get filling. I'm thinking have one of these and you'll be full for hours is probably filling. Oh, I don't know how I missed it. I just noticed that this one is a rich mustard flavor. That's gotta be Dijon. So that's not too bad for a first pass through the customers. We are still missing quite a few. And unfortunately, I don't have any particularly good guesses on what our next steps are going to be. The only other guess is that maybe they're like indexing into clues. All right, can I figure out any of these other ones? I can't shake the idea that in this one, we're adding T and another letter after the first letter of the word. So like we have previous, something like that. This is looking like Guinness. Guinness World Record is in here somewhere. So it looks like it's gonna be held the. So we are adding a T as the second letter, and then another letter right after that. But then we're also deleting the last letter. This is like a really long stretch of letters at the end here that doesn't have a T. For some reason, I think it's for the longest something, but for some reason, while every other word has a T as the second letter, this one has a U. This one also looks like it might have a U. Okay, so it's Guinness World Record for the longest album title by a British music group called Chumbawamba. The album is abbreviated to The Boy Bands Have Won, but the full title is 156 words. So do I need like the lead singer, solo artist, who previously held the record, so who had it before this band? Crazy that this is actually a competitive category. It looks like it might be Fiona Apple. We're adding two letters after the F, and we're deleting the last letter. So we have something like this. The question is, it looks like it's going to be fusion, but I'm not sure I understand how we determine whether we're adding like a T or a U, and how we get the third letter at all. Oh, I see. It just continues. So we go TJ, TK, TL, TM, NO, we skip P and Q. We go R, T, V, W, Z. Then we kind of flip to the next. We go to UA, UG. Well, I don't really understand what's going on with the T. But for the U, we go from A to G, which is a skip of 6 letters, and then we go from G to M, which is a skip of 6 letters. So if we skip 6 again, we get U and S. So we do get fusion. Enjoy served chilled, so like cold fusion. That could be it. It almost looks like Beatles. I think it might be Beatles drummer. So what have we done with this? We've taken the last letter, we've put it at the beginning. We've replaced the second letter with an A, and we've added an E to the end of all that. So I don't know what the rest of this clue is going to be, but I know the Beatles drummer is Ringo. Put the last letter at the beginning, change the second letter, which was an I, to an A, and then add an E to the end, we get orange. In-season citrus fruits for a sweet treat. So what else do we have like in the flavor text that might help us? Joe's Pie Diner is losing customers to a new pie shop in town. Jenna initially tries going down their menu and client list. So we initially went down the menu, which was try the priest, but we haven't gone down the customer list yet. Sistois Wesf? I don't know, are we taking the first letters of these? Or are we taking the first letters of the people or the clues, but like in this order? So I think I need to reorder the clients based on the menu. So the first letters of these, does this spell something? Doesn't really feel like it. Try the priest. What in the world does that mean? Okay, so try the priest is a thing from Sweeney Todd. So it is a Sweeney Todd reference. So what are we doing with this song? How are we including this into our puzzle somehow? So they're talking about all the different occupations of people who they've baked into pies in the musical Sweeney Todd. The puzzle's called Occupational Hazard, so I think that's related somehow. Alright, I think I've gone through the Sweeney Todd song and just created a list of all the occupations that they mention within it. There's a lot of them, and my original thought was that maybe these could, like, also relate to these menu items in some way, but I'm not immediately seeing any good options there, so my next guess is that maybe if I apply the transformations that I did up here to them, maybe I'll get other items that way. I'm not entirely sure, like, what I'm supposed to be doing at this point. I feel like I'm missing a very key ingredient, no pun intended. We still have 2 sets of numbers over here, and I have no idea what to do with any of them. I know I have to link things to the Sweeney Todd song, A Little Priest, in some way, but it's just not standing out to me how I'm meant to do that. Like, I was really hoping that saliva would somehow link to, I don't know, maybe locksmith. Like, maybe in the song they said locksmith would make you drool or something like that. And then we would put that here and use this somehow to index. I still think the leftmost number is a length and the rightmost number is an index, because the right number is always smaller than or equal to the left number. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't see how I'm supposed to be linking these up to the occupations. So I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to dig into the solutions a little bit here to figure out what the next step is. I'm hoping that I don't reveal too much and I just get like a nudge on the next step. These are tortured clues and we can untorture them. That makes sense. Each of these clues solves to a famous person. As per typical tortured clue fashion, we can apply these transformation rules to the answer to get a new result. The last names are largely gibberish, but the first names are interesting. I agree. Okay, so we've made it that far. At this point, we might note the menu descriptions down below. Each of them can be matched to one of the retortured first names. I agree. Okay, so we've officially made it this far, and we're like, 50 to 60% of the way down the page. So I feel okay about how much I've gotten up to this point. I still don't see what the next step is. As we solved, we may have noticed another interesting fact about these celebrities. All of their last names, are words that could put us in mind of other professions. I did not notice that. Alright, so I need these customers' last names. I think this was Alicia Keys, which is probably locksmith. Like, I was really hoping that saliva would somehow link to, I don't know, maybe locksmith, which is 9 letters. So maybe that's what we're doing. It was Fiona Apple, right? Should be only 3 letters for apple? Not sure on that one yet. Foggy Broom is the creator of Puzzle Boat and Panda magazine. Broom is a mist or a fog. What occupation is that supposed to remind me of? The British Prime Minister was John Major, which could be like general, possibly. That is 7 letters. This was Teller, which probably goes with either like clerk or cashier, something like that. We need one that's 5 letters, so I'm guessing clerk. Ringo's last name is spelled with 2 R's. But maybe for that, as well as broom, we need to think about like actual what it sounds like. So a star or a broom rather than the way they're actually written. Oh, an actor is a star. This was Tom Waits. Waiter I don't see that in the song. Could it be Potter? Like, to potter around is to wait? Victoria's last name is Justice, so that's probably Judge. William's last name is Wordsworth. Poet, perhaps? That's 4 letters. All right, so if I index into each of these occupations, I get K, O, L, A, D, and E. So maybe I can throw that into Nutramatic and get my answer. King of Blades. That's a fitting answer for a Sweeney Todd puzzle. Let's try it. King of Blades is correct. Let's see some of those other ones that I was unable to solve. This actor portrayed Elrond, Megatron, and Agent Smith. Change all the vowels to O and change the first letter to a T. Okay, I knew there were a lot of T's. I didn't catch the O thing. It looks like it's Hugo Weaving. Hugo, if we change everything to an O and the first letter to a T, we get to go. So probably this one, as you walk down the street, is to go. Weaving. Did we have any, like, knitters or something? Oh, tailor. It's probably tailor. Surgeon, who clipped the first cranial aneurysm. So we have Walter, Dandy, and we replace them with IN, so we get Winter. I'm wondering if Winter's actually the one that's chilled, and if Fusion goes with you'll taste different cuisines all at once. But Fusion, which went with Apple, would be 6 letters. So maybe Grocer? So what was the answer? Investigated and caught by Starling was apparently Buffalo Bill. Weirdly enough, Starling does not show up on the Buffalo Bill Wikipedia page. Maybe a reference to this character in Silence of the Lambs? So yeah, spicy sauce buffalo, that sounds about right. So Bill goes to a 10-letter, I'm guessing it's politician. So apparently Walter Dandy matches to Fop. Okay, then we have Tom Waits. What was Tom Waits associated with? A butler. Okay, that makes sense. Sweep, as in broom. Yeah, I guess I missed sweep as an occupation in the song. Yeah, definitely a bit of a tricky puzzle. I didn't realize that I needed the last names of these people. I was thinking about it for a little bit, but when I saw that the first names were consistently being transformed, I kind of just ruled out using the last names. So that's probably on me, and I could have taken some better notes there that maybe I would have seen that all these people had word last names that might have gotten me to occupations earlier. But yeah, interesting puzzle. I like that I realized it was probably Sweeney Todd early on and then ruled it out when I learned there was another musical about pies. And then we came back to needing Sweeney Todd after all. So that was kind of fun. Let me know your thoughts about that puzzle. I had a good time solving it, even though I did get stuck. We only have one puzzle left, and that is the meta puzzle. So I'll be checking that one out next week. Until then, I hope that everybody has a great day, and as always, happy escaping. Bye!